Hey guys, what's up? It's me, xGalaxi Girlx, and today I'm going to be reviewing and discussing The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, the movie. Oh my gosh. It was amazing. I was so pleased with it. It was super awesome, and yeah, so basically, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, come back, and we will discuss. So, yeah, let's begin discussing now. So, let's begin. Okay, so let's begin with the first scene of the movie, which is Katniss sitting there, and she's crying and shaking, and she's saying, "My name is Katniss Everdeen, my home is District 12, I'm 17 years old, the Capitol hates me, PETA was taken," and it was just so sad, and then she breaks after she says PETA, and I can't handle it. Way too sad for me, and then they come in and they try to take her away, and it's just too sad for me. And she's like, "No, 5 more minutes," and then they come and grab her, and she's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," and it's just so sad. Ah! And then we see her again, and then it cuts to her in her hospital room, and she's rolling the pearl around in her hands, the one that PETA gave her in Catching Fire on the beach, and it's so sad. And she does this about 3 times in the movie in total, and it's so sad and so sweet, and I love it. Then we hear Finnick crying, or we hear someone crying, and she goes in and we see Finnick, and I knew it was Finnick, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So, and Finnick tries to collect himself, and he's getting himself together, and then he says, "I'm sorry, Katniss, I'm sorry, I wanted to get PETA out, but I couldn't," and then, he's like, "And Annie's been taken too," and he's just so sad, and I'm sad, and I'm already crying the first minute of the movie, and I'm already bawling my eyes out. Not okay. Not okay. So, yes, let's move on. Because that's, like, my favorite scene in the entire movie, that first, like, minute or two, just my favorite. I loved it. Then we cut, let's talk about when she goes home to her district, District 12, and she sees it in its ruins. And I mean, in the book, it started out with her in the ruins of District 12. But I kind of liked having that little background beforehand, trying to introduce District 13 a little bit to understand it. So I was okay with that change. But so we go to District 12, and she steps on a skull, and it's just so sad to see her break again. And then we see her sitting all over all these burned bodies, and it's so sad, and she falls to her knees, and I just almost start crying again because I can't handle it. So yeah, I was just like almost about to cry. So let's move on. Let's talk about Finnick. Oh my goodness, Finnick O'Dare. Sam Claflin is gorgeous. He is such a little cutie pie, and I can't with his face. He's so cute. He's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, anyways, the first scene with Finnick, absolutely, he's such a good actor, and amazing, and, the bunker scene, let's talk about the bunker scene, where they're underground, and they kind of dramatized the whole scene in the bunker, like, they dramatized it and made it, like, so, like, when Prim, like, they just, like, dramatized the whole thing. Like, in the book, it was just kind of more, not, like, relaxed, but, like, more, like, less drama was happening. And I can understand why they made it more dramatic in the movie, because why not? So yeah, but anyways, Finnick and her are talking, and it's just such a sweet scene where she goes over to him after she's, like, with the cat, like, she moves the flashlight up and down, and she realizes that the light is, like, PETA, and she's the cat, and she's trying to reach PETA, and that was in the book, and then she goes and tells Finnick that, and he, like, says all his beautiful lines, and that were in the book, he says them in the movie, and it's just, like, takes 10 times as long to put yourself back together as it does to fall apart. And then the whole ending scene, which we'll get to later. PETA, my poor little baby, PETA. Oh my gosh. PETA. His whole deterioration through all the interviews that we see him at is so depressing. The first one, he's okay. The next one, he's shaking, and he kind of has, like, dark like bags under his eyes. The next one, he's crying and he's shaking, and his face is even more like you could just tell he's losing weight, and it's so sad. It's so sad. And then the last time we see him, holy crap! Like, dude, he looks terrible. You can see, like, he just looks like a bag of bones, really. He just looks so terrible. And it's so sad. And I'm just sitting there like, PETA! I didn't cry, but I was like, oh my god, PETA. Like, I was in shock. I was just like, I can't deal with this. It was so sad. But that fight scene, though, at the end, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't really call it a fight scene. I'd more call it PETA beating up Katniss. But that was awesome. I mean, it was really sad, but it was awesome. That's probably my other favorite scene. I have like 3 favorite scenes. The first scene, that scene, and then the scene where Katniss wakes up screaming and she sees PETA. And he walks in, and that scene was from Catching Fire, and she's seeing PETA again, and he like is about to walk out, and then she says, stay with me, and he comes over to her, and he says, always. And I'm just like, hallelujah! And then she wakes up again, and then she has that sweet little conversation with Prim. But that whole scene with the stay with me and always part, that's like those are like my 3 favorite scenes in the entire movie. They're just so perfect and brilliant. Great job. So then she has the conversation with Prim, and she tells Prim tells her that she can like get whatever she wants, and she just has to ask for it. And they didn't have the scene where she says President Snow will do whatever it takes to break you. I really kind of wish that was in there, but it wasn't. But whatever. Then we have Effie replace the stylist. Effie. Loved Effie. She was so funny. She's just complaining about her coffee and how she can't go out looking like that, and she was just so funny, and she's just like the comic relief. And so was Haymitch, of course. He was just being hilarious about his prohibition and how he won't have any alcohol, and then he tried to get the Morphling, and I was just like, Haymitch, stop. But I just loved Haymitch. He was, and all the Haymitch and Katniss hugs. Aw. Gale. He wasn't in it that much. He has so many parts in the book, and just in the movie, they're just like, see you later, Gale. Like, he has the one scene where they're in, the Victory, they're in the Victor's Village, and, that whole scene, he's like, you only kiss me when I'm hurt, when I'm in pain, and I'm just like, shut up, Gale. Shut up. Like, it was really sad, but Gale really wasn't in it that much like he was in the book, and, yeah, so, Prim and her freaking cat, oh my gosh, that cat, I swear. Let's see, the scene where Katniss is making the propa, so funny. It was funny. It was really funny because she tries so many times, and I'm just like, Jennifer Lawrence is amazing because she's such a good actress. She can act being a sucky actress. Perfect. It was really funny. And then when she goes to District 8, it was really sad. And when she's like, this one lady's like, what about the baby? And she's just like, I lost it. And it was just like, that's really sad because like all these people really think she had her baby, and like, it's just really sad. But, like, we never mentioned the baby except for that one time. Like, PETA mentioned it in Catching Fire, and they never mentioned it again until that very moment. And then it's like, see you later. It's like, we're done with that topic. So the scene where she goes to District 8, and then she says, if we burn, you burn with us. That whole monologue, I started crying because it was so beautiful, and I started crying. So, yeah. It was just a really great and beautiful scene, and I cried. So, then when, she sings the Hanging Tree song, that whole song, that song was stuck in my head for, like, hours afterwards. Are you coming to the tree? And, like, that, it's stuck in my head. So, but it was such a beautiful, it was just so beautiful the way they did it. It was just perfect, and I loved it. The changed ending. Let's go to the ending. So we have Finnick describing his backstory, which is so depressing, where he talks about how he sold his body, and it was so sad how they made him do that, and then he talks about the secrets about President Snow. I didn't really like how that was delivered, because I wanted that to just be on Finnick, and just have a beautiful scene about Finnick's backstory, but we had that in between Gale and Boggs and all of them doing their rescue mission into the Capitol, and I just didn't like how that was. I just hated going back and forth. It really irritated me. But besides that, the whole ending was changed. Like, we get to see them doing the rescue mission, which was kind of boring, actually. They just go in, they're there, holla, and that was about it. And then we see Katniss, and she talks to President Snow. So we're going back between, like, 3 different things, and it's just kind of annoying. But Katniss talks to President Snow, and they just do that for dramatic effect again, because that never happened in the book. But she talks to President Snow, and then she finds out that they actually, Gale and all of them, like, the Boggs and Gale, like, they were let out, like, because they wanted Peeta, because the Capitol wanted Peeta to come see Katniss, because of what they did. So, yeah, I was really kind of angry that Finnick never gave Katniss the rope, because I wanted him to give the rope to her. But besides that, Finnick and Annie's reunion, the sweetest thing ever. I wanted to cry. It was so sweet and beautiful, and I loved it. So, yeah, and then when, Peeta attacks Katniss, that was awesome, and awesomeness, and it was awesome. And then they explain what happened, obviously, because I was, like, really shocked that they were going to end it right there, and then they were going to, like, not explain, because I really wanted an explanation for people who haven't watched it, because they would all be like, what? So they did explain it, which I was happy about, and then she walks down the hall, and she sees Peeta just shaking, and it was so sad. I was just like, Peeta! It was really sad, and she just stares at him, and that was the end. And then we have stupid Coin giving a stupid message, and I'm like, shut up, Coin, I'm trying to watch Peeta and Katniss. And she was just annoying. Coin annoyed me. But anyways, overall, I really enjoyed the movie. It was really amazing, and I really enjoyed it. There's a few things that I wish were changed and were done differently, but overall, I did really enjoy it. I like Catching Fire better. Catching Fire is still my favorite. I think Mockingjay might be my second, and then The Hunger Games, I don't know. It's like a tie between Mockingjay and The Hunger Games. Probably I like Mockingjay better, but Catching Fire is my favorite still. And I did really enjoy it. I really can't wait till the next movie. I have to wait a whole year. So I guess that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me your favorite scenes. Mine, again, were the first scene with Katniss and Finnick, the scene with Peeta attacking Katniss, and the scene where Peeta is a dream Katniss is having, as stay with me always. So tell me what your favorite scenes were, and tell me what parts you did like, didn't like, or anything. I don't care. Just let's talk about it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!